Just when we think we have the answers, Cody Rhodes and Stone Cold Steve Austin change the questions. It is time to get raw. It is time to get down. It is time for the Rawdown, the number one source for all things WWE, right here at the Turnbuckle Tavern. I am your host, Young Anthony of the Classic Match Classroom, joined as always by my co-host, the MVP Marco of the Chick Foley Show. We are currently waiting for J-Bone of Coming Down the Aisle to join in, but the show must go on. We're going to start things off. MVP Marco, how's it going, my man?
It's going. It's kind of like a whirlwind day today of some news. I woke up early in the morning. I seen rumors of, the old Stone Cold Steve Austin possibly making an appearance at WrestleMania. Then later on in the morning, someone trumped that news. You don't even haven't heard of Stone Cold rumors at all. Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, making his exit. Two shockers in one day. It's too much.
Unbelievable. And a boatload of other news that we have to get to. I can guarantee you, folks, Outside the Ropes is going to be a stacked show tonight as we welcome in Tyson TNT himself joining in. Hope you enjoy the show. Before we get into it, of course, we got to do a little bit of plugging because the tavern, you can find us everywhere that you get your podcast streaming. We have shows basically every day of the week. Monday, Turnbuckle Debate. Wednesday, hey, look at that. It's us. Why am I going Wednesday? Let's start with Tuesday first with the Broken VCR. And the fucking GCW show. Then you go to Wednesday where you get us, but you can hear us on Tuesdays and see our beautiful faces. Thursday is the flagship show where we talk, where Chad and Sneed talk about AEW from the night before. Turnbuckle Sessions with Mike and Tom, whatever the hell they're doing with that new show, but it's great, so check it out regardless. And of course, Fig Night is on Saturday, and you can get a boatload of YouTube shows throughout the week. It's all amazing stuff. We're putting out some great content. Plus, if you want to support the tavern, you can go ahead and buy some merch over on Teespring at theturnbuckletavern.com. You can find the official Rawdown logo on some beautiful merch. Go be a Paw Vince mug, as well as some stickers, as well as your favorite hosts of the Rawdown have their very own shirts over at ProWrestlingTees.com/tavern. Hollywood Tony, MVP Marco, Boney Shivani, you name it. It's there, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and support the tavern in any way possible. Folks, we have such a loaded show for you here today. Outside the Ropes is going to be endless amount of content there. We're going to discuss who won the week for Raw versus SmackDown, and of course, the Rawdown Predictions Championship is on the line as we will lock in our picks for who is going to be winning this Saturday at Elimination Chamber. Hoping that J-Bone gets in here for these predictions. God damn it! What are we going to do without him? Oh, man. But nevertheless, I think it's time for 5 minutes into the show. We've got so much to talk about. Let's get to it.
Outside the Ropes.
All right. It's time for the moment that everyone here is just waiting for us to talk about. He's back. He's back. Stardust has returned to the cosmic wasteland that is the WWE. I mean, Marco, do you want to break down what we saw happen on Twitter today?
Well, yeah. So on Twitter, there was one announcement from the AEW president Tony Khan. Basically, thanking Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Let's not forget Brandy. Both Cody and Brandy for their services that they provided to. So they weren't future endeavored. They decided to leave on their own merit. But yeah, the Rhodes are no longer with AEW. And then shortly after that, Cody Rhodes posted his own sort of farewell. And then you just see things pouring in from everybody, just like all the talent in AEW, just like, literally everyone. I mean, I even seen Ringside. They did a farewell to Cody with their pictures of their figures and stuff. So, I mean, everyone thought a lot of people still think it's a work. As the day went on, and we're at a little bit after 10 p.m. I said it from the beginning. I think it's an honest shoot. I think they actually did leave. We don't know why. We probably won't know until well after the smoke is cleared. But I mean, they're gone. They're definitely gone from AEW, and who knows what roads they will take. Pun intended. After the departure. So yeah.
Well, that ain't a knee slapper,
buddy. Brock.
Oh man, I was under the impression that it was a work as well. I just thought like them not announcing this on TV first, like them not like posting something immediately going to the press release. It all just seemed very weird.
Yeah.
But then with all of the announcements that came in, and we'll get to the reason why we're talking about this on the Rawdown and not the All Elite wrap up specifically. We'll get to that in a minute, but all of the things that came in, it made it seem more of a shoot. So I feel like this is something that is happening. I feel like Cody and Brandy are stepping away. I'm sure all of the other Tavern guys are going to be talking about this on their show, but what do you feel is the primary reason that Cody's walking away?
Man, I kind of said this to you before we jumped on air. I'm going to take the words of Jim Ross: cash or creative. Those are the two things I usually make or break a deal. So has something to either do with money or creative differences, or I guess, like you said, even both. A little bit of both could have transpired. It took them up to like 6 weeks, I believe I was reading, for them to actually like come to even a decision, not even like sign a new contract.
Yeah.
So so it seems like there was like heavy negotiations. I'm not a business major, so I have no clue what they're talking about. But I mean, I'm assuming it had to do with, obviously, some type of control, some type of power that was stripped like last year. I mean, maybe even before that. He did kind of take a back seat position to a lot of duties in AEW. He did take on the AEW outreach community that they have with John Huber's wife. So he was doing that, I think, as kind of like a thing. But when he was coming out and saying like, I'm literally working for free, those like that past month, he didn't sign a contract. So he was, he did that match with Sammy Guevara for free, essentially.
True. Yeah, very true. So was that his last match in AEW then? Was Sami and
I mean, that was it. That
what
was
a way to go out.
Seen. I mean, yeah, I mean, if he, I don't want to say if, I don't want to be one of those if guys, but if that's his last match, and that in AEW, that match was phenomenal.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure,
for both of those guys. I mean, he definitely bumped up Sammy Guevara in the same merit. So he'll do his thing in AEW while Cody's trying to figure out what's going on with him. But yeah, I think it definitely had to do something with having more power or more control in AEW, and with more power comes more money. So I mean, he probably couldn't shell out the amount of money that long story short, I think Cody wants to do a lot more than be in AEW. As you can see, he has the reality show that they have. He has the Go Big show as well. So I mean, we're going to kind of lead into this, but what better company that has that like that kind of like pathway to Hollywood than WWE? I mean,
yeah, I mean,
We make movies.
we make movies. We make movies. So that leads us to the reason why we're talking about this on the Rawdown is because with all of this that AEW, he's left AEW, he's walking away. Then you get the reports that Cody Rhodes is in talks and has apparently signed with the WWE. Something that I'm sure none of us were expecting to hear on a random Tuesday afternoon. But here we are in the year of our Lord 2022, sitting here on Twitter, finding out that one of the founding fathers of all elite wrestling is now apparently under contract with his wife back in the WWE. What do you make of this? Apparently Cody, if he's coming to WWE, which I'm under the assumption that it will be happening. If this is the case, they're saying that he's going to be appearing in the next few weeks. I believe the report was the next 2 weeks or so. And it's Mania season. So I don't think this is any perfect of time for Cody to come in than right now. So what do you make of WWE re-signing Cody? Do you see him in any WrestleMania match? Do you see any plans for the Rhodes family? What do you make of all of this?
Man, this is I mean, I'm kind of like I'm kind of first hearing what you're saying right now, but I was throughout the day they were saying like there was talks at WWE, there's like rumors and stuff like that. There was and they were saying something like he has been talking to WWE, but he's going to work with them like somewhere in the near future, but not like now you're saying within the next couple
near future.
Yeah, very 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 close, very near. I kind of made a joke earlier, even before on Twitter. I posted I can't wait for the WrestleMania special. Cody and Brandy Rhodes to WrestleMania. So I mean, and that was before he even said that. Within the next couple of weeks that he's going to show up. So
that ain't a knee slapper, buddy.
That's my new favorite. That's my new favorite drop.
Yeah, man. I kind of said this we in our group chat earlier. I thought maybe if he was going to sign, it definitely had to do something with his father and his legacy. And kind of trying to get ownership of that. I think he wants to own, his father's legacy. He wants to own whatever his father has ingrained in the WWE. He wants to try to get that back. So I think the only way he could do that, and probably the only way it was presented to him was to come work for us. I'm not sure what capacity he's going to be in, and we'll make it happen for you. Essentially, like you can walk away with, everything essentially. I'm not sure what will happen with the Dusty Cup. Maybe it'll be like, a collaboration between the two, that type of stuff. But man, I don't even know. I even said something where he might show up at NXT 2.0 and be like the like take over the Triple H role and kind of like steer NXT 2.0 in the right direction.
Yeah. Well, there is another version of NXT to talk about, which we'll talk about in the NXT report. But that's a good point too.
Yeah, so I mean, and his father had a lot to do with NXT and the beginnings and its inception. A lot of the stars that you see today, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, the list goes on, was due to Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
So I mean, what better way to close that? I think close the ring, get some closure. If he does sign back with WWE, get that closure back. Get the there's more than one royal family in professional wrestling. So I mean,
hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
Oh boy.
All right, so I might get kicked off of the tavern for saying this one, but fuck it at this point. I was kind of alluding this earlier on when we were talking before we went on. Cody Rhodes in WWE isn't big in terms of like worldwide, how the world perceives wrestling or how the nation perceives wrestling, I guess. Because even if you look at it, Cody wasn't even trending like top 25 on Twitter the last time I checked. It wasn't like a really big impact, but taking the context away, because WWE wrestling in general will never reach another boom period like the Attitude Era. It's never going to happen due to the decline of TV, due to the increase in social media. It's never going to happen. But taking that context aside, and this is where the hot take comes in. This is step number 1 to WWE slowly but surely putting the momentum back in their side, back in their court, if you will. Depending on what the plan for Cody is, both WWE's plan for Cody and what Cody's plan is going to WWE, this is the first step towards WWE gaining back a lot of that momentum that they lost due to AEW coming in hot and not cooling off. They have AEW has signed so many of their former talent, put on some amazing shows, booked superb, but in the last few months or so, and even Chad and Sneed have said it multiple times on the flagship show, their booking hasn't been as good. AEW's definitely been cooling off, which was bound to happen. You can't have every week be on fire. This is the perfect time for WWE to take advantage of this. And the fact that they are taking, they didn't really take, but the fact that AEW's, I guess you can make the argument for one of their biggest stars, at least how AEW perceives him, one of the biggest stars, making that shift back to a company that all of the fans in AEW said he would never go back to. He's American Nightmare Cody. He's fucking blonde hair and tattoo, never coming back. The fact that he is willingly going back with his wife, for whatever reason it may be, this is a very big occurrence in this whole AEW WWE feud. I'm also very interested to see what the fan reception of Cody moving back to WWE is going to be. Will fans all of a sudden, make the switch to, Cody wasn't even that good to begin with? Let him go back to. It's bound to happen.
That's going to happen.
But nevertheless, as far as the hot take is concerned, this is step 1 towards WWE slowly putting the momentum back in their field. That's not to say that AEW is gonna, fully fucking just collapse. Like, I feel like they'll still be around for a while. As is very apparent due to how well that they have been able to build up their company, build up their reputation, and not make the mistakes that WCW and TNA have made to the extremes that they have made them. However, WWE is the number 1 wrestling sports entertainment brand. We saw it at the Super Bowl when what were they holding at what was one of the Rams players holding
when
WWE, they were getting the
WWE championship with the Rams side plates.
It was a WWE championship. You're never going to see an AEW championship. That's not the point. The point is, this is step 1. I don't know what the public reception from our own tavern brethren is going to be when I say that, but
they might say otherwise. This show might be gone too by the end. No, I'm joking.
You have to take risks every now and then.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if this is a hot take at all about Cody too. But you don't have to do the hot take thing.
All right.
I don't think he belonged in AEW personally.
Hot takes here. Get your hot takes here.
What do you mean I didn't have to do that? Come on, now, that's a hot take if I ever heard one.
His presentation did not belong. The way he's presented as for me anyway, as watching both, I've been watching wrestling forever. His style is more of a theatrical WWE style. Coming to the ring, in the ring action, you can tell, like, if you watch his match and then you watch like a Kenny Omega match, they're two different styles, very fast paced. Not that they don't tell a story, but when you're watching like Cody, say for the Cody and Dustin when they had that match, that was very it was slow paced.
Yeah,
it was very a lot of storytelling, a lot of facial expressions, like body movements, that type of stuff. It wasn't like flying knees all over the place and flips and all that stuff to keep the crowd going. It was more like it was more like a drama, like a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah. And you could even make the argument that Cody really never, and this might be another hot take, I'm not going to hit the button, but you can make the argument that Cody really didn't fit the culture of the rest of the elite.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. That's not a hot take, I don't think. That you can tell. You can tell, like I said, his presentation, the pyro, the theatrics when he's walking out, and like I said, his in-ring style is a WWE style of it's sports entertainment. It's not so much indie style wrestling. Not that AEW is all indie, but it's a different style. I always said Switchblade, Jay White. He is a WWE wrestler in New Japan. If you watch his matches, his style is very much like that as well. So it's not a knock on either one of those styles. It's just I don't think in the way he presented himself and people booing him and all that stuff. Yeah. I think the shift with CM Punk coming in and Daniel Bryan coming in and Adam Cole coming in. Now you have these WWE guys that everyone, well, they're not really WWE guys, but guys that were in the WWE that everybody loved, that they wanted to see wrestle. But then they have this other guy that was in the WWE that they really don't care for anymore because they technically don't need him to be in AEW. Where's he going to fit amongst all these all this influx of guys that are coming?
Exactly. I have one more question for you, but I want to pull up this comment because apparently the Turnbuckle Tavern have come to the turn. Young Anthony. Wish him the best of luck in his future endeavors. Thank you, Tyson.
No, they love us. They love this show.
Yeah,
I heard them.
We're doing great. We're doing great, except for when we just go on for forever. I have a question. One last question for you before we move on to another interesting topic. As far as Cody is concerned, and I guess this is more of an AEW question, but I might as well just bring it up here, as I think we have a run-in. About time comes in.
My bad, guys. When the champ makes his own decisions here.
The champ makes his own decisions.
And sorry about that, but I'm here and I'm live and I'm ready to get raw. I'm ready to get down and I'm ready for the Rawdown.
Well, you're just in time because we were about to move on from the Cody talk, but now that you're here, we got to get your opinion on it.
Yeah. Again,
Cody
I
Rhodes,
apologize.
moving on. What do you think?
Yeah. Again, I apologize. Look, so I don't know exactly what you had some technical difficulties here in the over here in the coming down the aisle world, but yeah, man, I don't know. It's quite interesting. I'm still on the work side as of right now. I mean, it's hard for me to really take it in right now because if you think about it, years ago when he left WWE, we have Matt Cardona of the world right now, where he's kind of setting the independent scene on fire. Mm-hmm. That was Cody a couple years ago, and everybody really was like, "Man, look at this guy! He did it. He really, he went out and made a name for himself." And as we know, that turned into him being in the Bullet Club, into joining the Elite, into moving into AEW. I really just think that this is a work. He went out and did so much talking to go against the AEW. Just think of the Double or Nothing. Double or Nothing. He comes out with the hammer and the throne and all that stuff. I mean, it was so many shots that he just taken to WWE. It's hard for me to really accept the fact that he's like, well, I'm gonna go back.
I was with you like up until the WWE reports started coming in. I thought it was a work too. I thought it was just a very convoluted plan because they've been saying since the start, like Cody kept saying this is going to be something that you've never seen before as far as a heel turn. Yep. So I figured this was something that like the whole wrestling business was involved in. That it's like the reporters are in on the joke,
even ringside.
I don't think they're in on it. I just think honestly, are they just working everyone? Yeah, they're just absolutely working everybody. So they're just going with it.
Well, that's what I thought until they started saying that he's signing with WWE, because at that point, I feel like the work is to the point where it's like you can't name drop the other company full on, like what I mean. Like there has to be a point to it.
I'll tell you what. So, and this is another thing I wanted to bring up. If indeed this is true, okay, and he goes to WWE, this will be the biggest storyline, or not storyline, biggest story in wrestling since WCW closed its doors. Because this not because it's Cody Rhodes, and I don't want not trying to. This means this is Wrestling Wars 2.0 right here. We're in the midst of it.
Yeah,
because he's gonna not only is he gonna carry the weight of Cody Rhodes leaving. He's got a lot of influence with a lot of young talent. You got the Darbys, you got the Ricky Starks, you got the Will Hobbs, you got the
the whole Nightmare Factory.
The whole Nightmare Factory, yeah, you're right. Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
There's a lot of influence there.
And I kind of said something similar to yours, but for me, it's more along the lines of this: if Cody makes his appearance in WWE, this is the first step towards all that momentum that was in favor of AEW.
Yes.
Slowly shifting back to WWE.
Absolutely.
Because I was mentioning how, the booking for AEW hasn't been as great. There's been more criticism towards it, even on the flagship show. You heard Sneed and Chad always talk about how there's more humor and everything going on. The booking hasn't been as well. This is the perfect time for WWE to kind of swoop in and take advantage of this situation. This is the first, very slow but surely, you're going to see that momentum go back in WWE's favor. And, like I said, AEW is still going to be, a presence in the wrestling world, sure. But like I told Marco, which championship did you see the LA Rams hold at the end of the Super Bowl?
Right.
It wasn't AEW.
Right.
It was WWE.
That's a good point. And, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Marco.
No, I was just going to say, just because before you came on, we were kind of talking about that. Like, if it seems like for Cody, he wants to do a lot more than, run a company and wrestle and do storylines. He wants to, go the Hollywood route. He has that Go Big show. He has his reality show. And I was telling Anthony, what better company to get that pathway, to get that, you get that knock on the door is WWE. AEW is not going to do that for you. It's not going to open those network doors, those Hollywood doors, essentially. And I think that's another reason why he might be, if he is signing back to WWE, to do that.
We'll make movies.
I think the other thing too is for some reason people don't think that this isn't a hot take for this is a hot take for probably Turnbuckle Tavern, but I want people to realize that AEW has issues as well.
Oh
It's
yeah.
it's not rose-colored glasses.
No.
Why can't we believe that Cody Rhodes and Tony Khan do not agree on something? Why is that out of the realm of possibility?
It's not that for me. It's not quite that. It's not that that they can't agree with it, because I honestly the second option is, if it's not a work, that he's buying some type of promotion. That's honestly my second thing.
You haven't really heard anyone talk about that. That's definitely an option.
The fact that he's going to WWE, I can't see it, because, and this has nothing like, here at the tavern, we're AEW centric and everything like that, because of what they've done, but it doesn't mean that it just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not add up, everything that he's talked about, that he said out in the public eye, and then go back and do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it would be great. I think it would be cool to see him in WWE. Like, it just doesn't make it just doesn't add up. The pieces don't fit.
Yeah.
For me, for him to be back in WWE.
I'm more upset that I have to see Brandy in WWE now. Shit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully she just stays.
Yeah.
She stays on the announce side.
Put her on the ring announcer, right? Like,
right? Yeah. I can't see. I honestly, I think he buys Ring of Honor. I think that's more of a. We talked about it last week with Shane. What if Cody buys Ring of Honor? Why does he want to put his body on the line? All the time, and be in the ring. When you be on backstage, there was definitely, if you read the reports, there's definitely a falling out with Cody. Over the past year.
Yep.
Slowly but surely. Cody was one of the first people. This has always been reported. This is not even a report. I've heard from people that work for AEW yelling, coming out of the office, and he's just going, "Let's go!" This is the start of it. Excited, let's go, let's go, let's go, and move on. But now he slowly eroded that position away. I mean, is that really a work? I don't know, but I think the possibility of being more work and him going to WWE is more likely. It's a slight more likely, at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a work. I think I'm not sure about the WWE stuff. That's hearsay right now, but I think he actually, they're gone. I think they're gone. I don't think there's any doubt in my mind. And you kind of said it yourself with, the stuff backstage and how he slowly and you got to think he got released in 2016 from the WWE.
Yeah. Well, that's when he asked for his release. Yeah, it was the summer of 2016.
Yeah, so he's been gone for what? That's a while. I mean, so you can ride the fence and woohoo to the other teams and talk crap about, because you're in competition. Like, if I go to a new job, I'm not gonna sit there and ride the fence and go, "Yay, my other job was great. This job sucks."
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
But that makes him such. And I'm not even looking at it as a wrestling character. That makes him just such a mark for himself.
Yeah.
I mean, just go think about the first thing that you saw of Cody Rhodes. What was the first thing you saw on his Twitter? Was his list of people, right? He wanted to face,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, little thing. I mean, he was just so pumped. I mean, I heard him on interviews after interview after interview talk about, I want to do what's right for me, and I want to do, I feel like this is the right move, and nothing's changed in WWE to say what he's done. Like the reason why he left, nothing's been oh, well, WWE's, allowed people to a little bit more freedom, right?
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. It's gotten even probably worse, and if you just look at, he idolizes his father so much. This is not a Dusty move. This is not. Going back to WWE.
Dusty though.
That's what I. Yeah,
it's a move for Dusty, but
it's a move for Dusty. Yeah,
but it's not a Dusty move.
Yeah.
Like what do you think you're gonna do? You go take back Dusty's name, then they can't use the cup name, and then that's the last move. Like that's it. Like
that's what I think. I think he's going back to get his father's.
What if this is an inside job? What if he's recruiting everyone? He takes the Dusty name. He stays there for a year, sucks it up, takes the title with him to AEW.
Yeah, I honestly think he wants to get his father's like he wants to own his father's legacy. That's that's the only reason I can think of him going back to WWE.
Maybe
to work out a deal to get his father's name, own it and do something with it, or maybe work in partnership with WWE, own it, have sole ownership of it, but license out the Dusty Cup if you need to, that type of deal. He's a businessman at the end of the day. I mean, he has to look out for his family, and he has a baby now, Liberty. So he has to. I mean, Dusty has a granddaughter. So he has to do what's right. So who knows? Like I said, it's all hearsay. But if one thing I'm definite on, I'm 100% sure he's gone. I'm just not sure if he's going to WWE.
Before we move on to the next topic, all I need is a name. Fantasy book your opponent for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. J-Bone, go.
God,
there's only one for me.
Really? Say yours then.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a family. You have to go bloodlines. You have to go Roman. He has to go right after Roman Reigns.
Really?
Take that Universal Champion
match to Throne Cody.
I don't want any family versus the Rhodes family. That's all they could think of. Or Seth Rollins or one of those guys, but I think it would be Roman Reigns would be the go-to somewhere down the line if it were to happen. Or you can do the mixed tag with Miz and Maurice.
Yeah.
Gross.
As well.
Oh yeah, that's like your entryway into WWE is a mixed tag with Miz and Maurice.
Yeah. Man. Boy, that's tough.
I'd take a WWE title match with Bobby. There's no one else for him right now.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
I don't know.
Throw the title on him.
But this might be my little American Nightmare mark I'm talking, but man, that's a step down. You got to go big with it. You got to.
Yeah.
It's tough.
But is there someone big right now that, as opposed to just winning the world title, is there someone big right now name wise that he could go up against?
Not really.
Yeah,
not really.
The second thing for me is, because I also thought about that, is there a name? But the second thing is, just give him the title.
Yeah, I mean, like Seth. I mean, that would not be fun. I'm sorry.
I think it would be a good match. It just wouldn't be like a WrestleMania,
Cody versus Seth. I feel like we've seen it before,
Yeah.
We actually have. The Rhodes went up against the Shield. That's how the Shield got their tag team titles.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's true. So there's not. I mean, it would have to be Roman.
Yeah,
it would have to be Roman.
It would have to be Roman.
It'd have to be Roman, but he's tied up. He's tied up with Brock. So I don't think they're unless this came out of left field, and they decided to throw him in there.
Pal. Plans change.
Plans change.
One thing I want to quickly mention.
Yeah.
If he does go to WWE, I think this is going to be revealed about why we've had the budget cuts, because now if it's totally money and he's selling out and he's there throwing him a shitload of money, which is fine. No issue. Do you go see about your family. If he's doing that, what if I think this is the reason, the biggest reason why we've seen budget cuts.
You're fired.
I'm sorry, you're fired. Get out.
All right, sorry, I'm not going to go through that whole thing, but yeah.
So is to get to a name like Cody or Darby or a MJF. We're talking that being a possibility in 2024.
Yeah,
I was not thinking that, but you got Cody over there, and you never know.
he's opened the floodgates.
I'm telling you,
right?
I'm telling you, this could be the biggest news since March 2001.
This is probably the biggest thing that could have happened in this whole AEW WWE feud rivalry. So the fact that we're getting it and the fact that we got it on Random Tuesday, it definitely goes to show you we're in for a lot. I want to get to some comments before we move on to the next topic. Code Equestria is joining us. He thinks it's not a work and there's too much smoke. WWE is a lifeblood for some. A wrestling company turned social media monster. Also, Cody has unfinished business in the WWE. Good points. Good points. Tyson says Triple H, if Hunter didn't have heart issues. Yeah, that's very true. I feel like he would be the number one guy to go to for a match. Cody versus Braun Breaker.
There we go.
Just give Braun Breaker all the matches. Why don't you? And then Mads of the Cooler is here. Welcome. Just getting here, but I have to partially credit Chad for this one. Cody is brought in by Shane McMahon and goes against Austin Theory with Vince.
Ooh.
Cheap plug. Go listen to the debate from this week. Of course. Go listen to the debate. It's a great time overall.
Yeah,
that's not too bad of a prediction, my friend. Of course, Austin Theory with Vince is, it's a little shaky, but it makes sense in story. Shane coming back is fun, and bringing in Cody, although it doesn't necessarily make sense because of the whole link with AEW and Shane hasn't really partnered with them. I like it. It's definitely interesting. So yeah, that's the Cody talk. We've got 40 minutes in.
Jeez.
Only
Cody talk.
And we've got a whole pay-per-view predictions to get to. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rawdown. Anyways, we've got another huge topic to talk about. WrestleMania is coming up, and we already know a bunch of stars are going to be there. Roman's going to be there. Brock's going to be there. Ronda's going to be there. Charlotte's going to be there. Yeah. But
well, you can damn well bet that Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to be there.
Apparently. Because good old Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be making his appearance at WrestleMania in a match. He's going to be at WrestleMania. What? He's going to be at SummerSlam. What? He's going to be at Survivor Series. What? He's going to be at Capital Punishment. What? He's going to be at Capital Carnage. What? He's going to be at Capital One Bank. What's in your wallet? What? He's going to be everywhere. Steve Austin is apparently back, ladies and gentlemen. And the rumor is that the WWE is pushing hard to get Steve Austin to go up against Stunner versus Stunner, Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
What a match to bring him back for. First of all, do we even think that Steve... Well, first of all, let me address the elephant in the room, as Nostrabonidamus is with us, and he was originally the man to make this... You basically predicted this one, that Austin would be, was this your prediction that he would be in a match?
Well, I felt like he had to have been to sell these tickets. I was leaning more towards the possibility of the McMahon Austin thing, where they each would have a representative in the ring, purely for the fact that because Austin has said many times that he was done, and last time he did anything in ring, he tore his shoulder out, so and which was in Dallas.
Yeah,
but if you go back and look, probably about 6 months ago, what really got these wheels turning a little bit. Steve Austin does a live video, and he's showing off some cars in his garage, and he has a wrestling ring in his garage. Now tell me why a mid 50-year-old man who we know loves pro wrestling, why in the world does he have a wrestling ring in his garage?
I didn't even catch that. I had no idea that happened.
Yeah. I'll have to pull up the video, and maybe next week I'll try to see if I can pull it up and show you guys. But he does it. He's kind of just nonchalant, showing it. He just kind of like pans the video around, and he's trying to show stuff around, and that's what it is. But
again,
thank you, Courtney. Give the people what they want. Young Anthony 2020.
We're going to give you what you want.
100%.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I think he's been training for a little bit, and I wasn't. It definitely had to be something that he had to sink his teeth in. He's definitely that type of person. We know that, right? Like it's got to be something that's intriguing as hell for him to come back in. This would be it.
I mean, who else? Who else would you put Steve Austin against? You built up this Kevin Owens doing the stunner. You could do a little stunner versus stunner action. It doesn't need to be a long match. It could just be like, Austin's biggest hits, get a few good moves in, and we got something cooking here. Definitely would put a lot of more butts in seats. And Austin's, he's in the videos to promote WrestleMania. He's been in the videos since they first started promoting WrestleMania. So shit, we might have something here.
Yeah, they're trying to. If you've been watching, SmackDown and Raw, you would see that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have kind of, at first, Kevin Owens was all for. He loves Texas. He loves the Texans.
Oh yeah,
he's all for him. But then this past Monday, he showed his true colors in true KO fashion. He basically said he hates Texas, and if the United States was a body, Texas would be the ass of the body. And then on SmackDown, Sami Zayn also expressed his distaste for Texas as well. So could be a tag match: Sami Zayn KO versus Stone Cold, and insert whoever wants to wrestle with Stone Cold. So he doesn't have to have a match.
Johnny Knoxville. What?
What?
Oh yeah, it's true. Well, that was the other thing, is supposedly that might be a singles match, so who knows? But
we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. We'll briefly touch on that one. But I mean,
what?
I'll do another odds here. I'll do another number prediction. What are your odds that we see Stone Cold in a match at WrestleMania? I feel like the odds of him being there are pretty high. I would say 99%.
Yeah, the odds are there.
But what are the odds that we see him in a match? I am going with 60% yes that we will see him in a match, which is a little high for someone who hasn't wrestled in years. But money talks. If you were able to get Shawn out of retirement, I feel like you can kind of convince Steve to. I know we don't talk about that.
That was
one,
awful. That was a bad match.
He was balder than Steve in that match.
He was.
He's gonna puke! He's gonna puke!
Awful match. Awful fucking match. If you can get Shawn out of retirement, you can get Steve out of retirement. True. And I feel like Steve is going to wait for someone that interests him. Who else than Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that another thing to think about is the fact that Kevin Owens resigns for WWE on a big contract. Everyone's like, why is he re-signing? They don't give him the WWE title at day one, which a lot of people were thinking that they would. What are the plans for Kevin Owens now? Could it have been on the table that, Owens would be fighting Austin? That's a promise to him for WrestleMania. I'm going with 60%.
Oh, I like that. I like that actually. I think 60% is a good number.
Well, Cody Question is going for 85%.
85? That's high.
Oh, damn, kid.
not a chance in hell.
What? I'm gonna go. I was going to say 45%. But I'm going to up it to 55. I'm going to go 55% chance. I'm going to go a little bit over half
We're
of a chance we actually see him in a match, like a full-on match
Look,
instead of it. Yeah.
I think some of it, some people are like, I guess, this whole talk of Steve Austin always like being brought up. People, I feel like we're like quote unquote cheated that we never got the special Steve Austin retirement match. I love the way he retired.
Me too.
Like it was just like out of left field, just like, hey, I'm out, done. Okay, sayonara, Steve.
Yeah.
It taints it, man. He's
the story. He ruins the story. He's gonna ruin it. He lost to his farewell match was he lost to his greatest rival in The Rock.
Yeah,
like that's who put him out to pasture, if you will. But him coming back against it always taints it, man. If he doesn't come back in a match and it's just like a confrontation between Kevin Owens, I'm fine with that. It's like I don't need to see. I don't want to see Stone Cold in a full on match personally. I'm not sure if that's a hot take or not, but I don't want to see him wrestle. I'd like to see him get into a little bit of little scuffle and drop a stunner.
Yeah.
What? And then that's it.
So here's my thing when it comes down to like seeing retired wrestlers come out for one more match. The way I look at it, if they are okay and they want to do the match, I want to see the match. Everyone always says, Undertaker, don't bring him back. He's old. Why do we have to keep doing this? If The Undertaker wants to wrestle at WrestleMania, do you think I'm going to sit here and say, nah, I don't want to see one of the greatest wrestlers of all time not wrestle at WrestleMania? Nah, I'm fine. He's willingly getting in the ring to fight at The Undertaker. I never understood people saying, nah, I'm not really big on The Undertaker. Let me see like Ryback instead. Are you kidding me? So the fact that people are sitting here and saying, nah, I think Stone Cold Steve Austin shouldn't get in a ring. Are you kidding? This is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sure, in theory, it will ruin the legacy of his last match. I understand that. But you also have to look at it from the fact that the story of Stone Cold Steve Austin is written, signed, sealed, and put on the history bookshelves of the WWE. That story is over. Everything after that is just extra credit. It's not still the story of Stone Cold. It's completely different. Just like everything after, like, you can argue the streak for The Undertaker were just footnotes. It wasn't part of his story. The story was over by that point. It's just little extra pieces that don't really mean anything, but still get that person who wants to keep going in the ring. That's the way I've always looked at it. I think that's a fair way to look at it, because if they want to get in the ring, just let them get in the ring. If they feel that it won't taint their legacy, leave it to them to decide, not the fans. I just don't understand how people have always said, nah, I don't want to see a legend at WrestleMania because they're old.
I would say, Stone Cold, if you see or hear this, refer back to Shawn Michaels in that match. That's all I got to say. if that doesn't help you sway your decision, then I don't know what will.
Hey, imagine if we see Stone Cold come out and he's in a singlet.
Oh my god! Oh jeez!
Bearcat Steve Austin.
Bearcat Steve Austin. What?
Look,
what?
Steve is
goddamn Bearcat. What?
Steve is on my Mount Rushmore, so I would love to have Steve. Don't get me wrong, but I get your point, Anthony.
What the fuck is a Bearcat?
I'm supposed to lick myself? What? I'm supposed to go crap in a litter box? What?
Oh my god.
That's
That's great.
We're having fun, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Oh my god. Sorry, J-Bone. What were you saying?
No. I'm enjoying listening to y'all two go back and forth. Just he's just one of my favorites, and I get your point. Like, okay, yeah, I don't want to see an Undertaker. Why would I want to? I want to see an Undertaker. I want to see Steve Austin in WrestleMania. But at some point, God, enough's enough. Build some fucking talent.
Yeah.
Now that's very fair. I will say that. However, I present this to you. We have a 2-night show now. So you need to, and you have no talent.
No, they need a Steve Austin to sell out.
Yeah, exactly.
To sell
and
it out.
Cody, they need. Well.
Yeah.
Adrenaline in my soul.
Dude, I mentioned this in the group chat. I said, imagine the pyro budget that WWE is going to have if Cody Rhodes actually does sign.
I want all the Codys.
No,
I want Cody
to be very slim because he's going to fight on the pre-show. Anyways,
I want giant machine Cody. Like,
just comes out in a mech suit.
Oh my god. Listen, we had some other topics for outside the ropes.
Well,
it is 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
so we need to roll on. However,
it's partially my fault for getting here so late. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good. One thing that I was going to bring up in the NXT report was that they have canceled 205. Well, let me play the thing.
Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers, trying to get rid of all you haters and you busters. Down south slanging, rolling with these hustlers, trying to get rid of all you haters and busters.
All right. One thing I wanted to bring up really quick was that they have canceled 205 Live officially, and it is being repackaged as NXT Level Up.
No, man, what a great name. What a great name.
Well, they're going in the route of developmental.
Of young
stars, people that we haven't seen before.
Oh, yeah.
Developmental territory. That sounds very familiar to the fucking purpose of NXT. Second NXT for NXT? What?
Adrenaline in the soul.
It's pre-NXT. That's what it is.
It's NXT. It's the pre-show to NXT.
Enough to get me to the boiling point. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's what I'm gonna call it. NX pre. That's what I'm gonna call it.
NX pre.
Yeah.
Look at you.
See, I should work for them.
NX.
That ain't a knee slapper, buddy.
I'm telling you, that's my favorite drop. All right, that's enough for the NXT report. Let's just quickly.
Who won the week?
Red team or blue team? Who are we picking this week?
God, SmackDown was horrific. Red team.
Yeah, red team, especially when Rhea Ripley put on a 44-minute banger of a match. Last night. So
I forgot about it. Yeah, she did. She did come out.
Yeah,
she showed her worth. Finally, they gave her some time.
I'll tell you what. I'm happy that we had a lot of outside the ropes this week because I watched neither show.
Oh, Jesus.
I was so nervous getting into the show. I was like, I'm going to have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, you didn't miss
much.
Raw was definitely the better of the two shows.
And this is the problem, real quick, with WWE. This is my main complaint. Like when they go to the go home shows, it's like nothing.
I watched the match, and a matter of fact, I fell asleep in the middle of it.
That's why they need that adrenaline to get back in the That's what they need.
My father said
when I was younger. All right, so I think I'll pick Raw too if I could jump on the bandwagon.
Go ahead, jump on the bandwagon. Baby.
Jump on the bandwagon. Why not? All right. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We have already hit an hour, and it's time to do the main reason why we have came here today to assemble. Folks, if you're new here to the tavern, first of all, welcome and drop a subscribe.
If you're new, the champ is here.
Hey, Great Khali, turn that title around.
Sorry.
The Great Khali.
If you're new here, we have something that is called the Rawdown Predictions
There it
Championship.
is.
I was the inaugural champion. I am technically still your champion because we have a fraudulent champion to the side of me
Get
here.
that graphic off. Get that graphic off here real quick. You smile with the
He's
J-Bone.
definitely not the people's champion, although the eyebrow will tell you different. Yes, stirring the pot because we have a lot of we're down to what might be our most interesting, and I say this every pay-per-view, but this might be our most interesting Rawdown predictions, pick selections to date, because there's a lot of matches that it's going to be hard to predict because of the fact we're in Saudi Arabia, baby. Who knows what the hell is going to happen here?
This is going to be tough, especially this whole Cody thing. There's a whole nother wrench in the system here because I had my plans and now I'm like, now I'm nervous about them.
Well, I'm glad one of us had our plans because, hey, we're going to book this on the fly.
I'm a professional, okay?
Oh, you're the professional champion. I understand. All right, folks. It is time for your Elimination Chamber Rawdown Predictions Championship pick selections. Folks, if you want to join us along in the comments, you can't win the title, but you can win some bragging rights. Throw your predictions down in the comments. J-Bone, I believe you will be keeping track of our predictions. And let's jump right in to a match that I didn't even know was happening, but I'm very excited to see it. Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. This is a throwaway match, I'm sure, to get the Saudi prince his happiness. He can't get Yokozuna and Macho Man, but he's going to get Rey Mysterio. Folks, what do we think of this match? I'm going to pick Rey Mysterio because he's a legend. Just gotta go for him.
Well, does this kickstart a potential Dominic Rey feud?
That's true, too.
You know, I'm going to have to go with The Miz. Awesome.
This is a tough one. I don't know why. At the beginning, the very first match, it's a tough because this could obviously
it's going to be a tough one to predict.
Road to WrestleMania, so anything can happen. But dang, I'm gonna go with Ray. I think I'm gonna go with Ray on this. I'm gonna go with
Ray
619.
And another reason why I'm going. I'll not trying to sway y'all. Y'all can make your own picks. But Miz has been on a little bit of a losing streak lately with Edge. You know,
that's fair.
I mean, he did beat Dominic.
That's fair
too.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, true.
So that's why I'm gonna stick with The Miz, my guy.
Either guy is a good pick, but I feel like because we're in Saudi Arabia, like some of these matches don't matter. I don't think this will be the kickstart of Ray and Dom. We're going in a route where I don't even think we're gonna get Ray and Dom at this Mania. It seems, the way that they're going, who knows?
Well, we had Braun and Shane last week, so pump the brakes, okay?
Yeah,
we can do Braun and Shane.
Anything can happen, pal.
Yeah. Things change.
Things change.
We make movies.
We make movies.
Make movies, pal.
I love that one. All right. So we already had a tough one to predict. Might as well go into another tough one. The Women's Elimination Chamber. This is definitely, I'm happy that we were able to fill out all 6 spots because I was nervous that we weren't going to get all 6 because then, you have the wild card in there and who knows what it's going to be. Who wants to take this one?
Are we as real quick before you go, Marco, are we doing like any type of tiebreakers like on these things or
yeah, true. What was the I should have came prepared on this one. What was the one that Chad came up with?
He was saying if we do the order of eliminations, we don't have to necessarily do that.
Oh my god, that'll take a while.
Tough. That's tough to come up with.
Maybe we could say who takes the last pinfall.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
We'll just do that as a tiebreaker.
Yeah, the tiebreaker.
Okay, go ahead, Marco. Unless that changes up, I can.
No, that doesn't change. I'm gonna go with. I'm I'm gonna go with Rhea Ripley on this one.
Whoa.
I'm going with Rhea. I'm going with her.
Rhea.
Who does she pin?
See, so I think we're gonna get a rematch of Monday Night Raw, and I think she's gonna pin Bianca Belair. I think they're gonna be the last two in the ring.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
And then Rhea's moving on to WrestleMania to face Becky Lynch. But then who knows what's gonna happen in between then? Like, people get added, people get removed. Becky might be in for another quadruple, triple bypass match or something.
I think that's probably what's gonna happen. Anthony, you got Rhea pinning Bianca.
I got Rhea.
I've got
Dewdrop.
Oh my god. I gotta go with. I'm gonna make it a little interesting. I'll go with Alexa pinning Liv for the win. I think there's gonna be something because I think they've done a really good job at building up Rhea as a favorite, and Bianca's obviously going to be a favorite. So they might do something to kind of like get those two out of the picture. And I feel like there's a reason why Alexa's being thrown in here. You built her up for weeks, kind of need to give her a big win on her first match back. And Liv's been the underdog, and I think that'll continue. I think she might have a big match at Mania, whatever that may be. But for now, I think Alexa pinning Liv is where I'll go.
Okay.
Tough one to predict, I will say.
God, I don't know.
We're live, pal. You're gonna worry about that title. So
I'm gonna go.
I see it in his eyes.
I'm gonna go. Hey, scared? I ain't scared, son. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Bianca pinning Liv.
Okay. So Bianca's his choice. So all right.
Bianca was my choice all along until I obviously saw Alexa on Monday.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised that you guys don't include Alexa in at least a finish at all.
Well,
she's a last minute in my eyes. She's a last minute addition.
Yeah,
I think she's kind of like an afterthought to this match. But who knows?
True.
Things change.
No, that's true.
I think Alexa gets added to the championship match somehow in WrestleMania.
Yeah,
told you Becky's gonna have like a gauntlet match at me.
So what was we're gonna get the Vicky Guerrero Invitational?
Yeah,
right.
She's gonna face everyone in the Elimination Chamber.
Like you could have just added Becky to this match and put it at WrestleMania, and that could be like your match. Like you don't even need to do Elimination Chamber.
That causes a lot of booking. Okay, WWE doesn't do booking.
Yeah, I know they're not good in the business of booking.
We make movies.
So pompous.
It's such an easy one to use. Like it just fits in everywhere.
What was he eating right there?
I don't even want to know.
Every time I imagine like on the Seinfeld skit where they were eating the Snickers bar with a fork and knife. That's what I imagine him eating right there.
Oh my god! We have some predictions that I want to bring in. Tyson is saying Rey Mysterio and Alexa Bliss.
All right.
Code Equestria bringing in all of his predictions.
No, block that. I can't. I don't know what.
Spoilers.
Don't sway. Don't sway.
No swaying. No swaying.
Don't swaying our predictions.
Pro Wrestling Podcast. Welcome. He says Lily to win. Very funny. Very funny.
No, that's a possibility as well.
And eating water.
Eating water. Yeah, you're probably right.
All right.
Man,
it is. It's 11:12 at night, and we're still going strong here, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Let's see what our next match is going to be. Let's get this one out of the way. The Usos versus the Viking Raiders.
Yeah.
SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
I mean,
this match is like the titles aren't even going to be defended at WrestleMania, so does it matter? Fucking
no. This is No, we
This
know what
is
this
to
is gonna
determine
be.
who will enter the Andre the Giant Battle Royal with some gold. I don't know. Fucking Usos will retain.
Yeah, Usos.
I want to see Usos versus the Head Shrinkers at WrestleMania.
That'd be good.
That would be much more interesting than whatever they're providing now.
Let's keep it simple. Usos.
Got to be.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else but the Usos? What else do we have? We have Tyson saying the Usos as well.
Yeah.
Sweep.
Unanimous.
Let's get a dream match in here, ladies and gentlemen. Becky Lynch versus Lita.
Dun, 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 dun.
Becky to retain seems like the good way to go.
This is Marco's favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
I said Becky was the way to go, and then I just saw that look from Marco. Just that.
He's like,
as much as it pains me, I have to pick Becky as well.
All right, I was gonna say if you.
I'm not gonna pick Lita. My only other option for Lita was if she does win. They do need kind of star power.
Yeah.
For Mania, her walking into Mania with the Raw Women's Championship would be pretty epic, but I don't think that's happening. That's
fair. Tyson also says Becky, Pro Wrestling Pod, using Dream Match very loosely.
Seth's wife.
Fever Dream match.
Seth's wife. Win. All right, clean sweep for Becky. We have 2 clean sweeps so far. Very interesting. We're going to move on to the third women's match on the card. A very interesting one at that. Ronda and Naomi going up against Charlotte and Sonya Deville. By the way, I don't know if you guys caught the video that was going around of the contract signing that they pre-recorded. And Ronda smashing Charlotte's head into the table.
Yeah.
Fucking Charlotte is awful. She just does not want to do business with anyone.
She's not a businessman. No.
Oh my god.
Not good. Not good at all. Yikes.
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
Yeah, I was looking it up real quick, but yeah, it's
not good.
No.
However, who are we picking for this tag team match? Who wants to go first on this one?
I'll go first. I'm Weirdo Ronnie and Naomi. Ronnie, you weirdo.
You weirdo.
I'm gonna go Charlotte and Sonya. Winning.
Marco wants to keep doing that NXT report.
Yeah, I know. Hey man, I might be doing this report and we'll get to it in a minute, but I gotta stay safe. I'll go Ronda and Naomi on this one.
Gotta be a risk taker sometimes.
I'll be a risk taker in a few moments. Don't you get it twisted. But I'll go with Naomi and Ronda. This is just a tune-up match for Ronda, if you will.
Right.
Yeah, you got to go with her.
Yeah, you got to. You got to, pal.
You got it, pal. You got it, pal. All right, let's get this one out of the way. Drew McIntyre is winning.
Yeah, squash
right?
match.
Everyone good?
Yeah, I don't even know who he was facing.
You don't even need to know. It's this.
Oh God!
However, it's a falls count anywhere match. So
yeah, okay.
AKA, they're just gonna do what they did with Bobby and Goldberg, or at least try to replicate it.
Yeah,
and it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
all right,
awful.
Time for what should not be an interesting match or an interesting prediction, but here we are because how Brett called Madison Square Garden, it's not a church, but it's holy ground. That is to Brett what Saudi Arabia is to Goldberg.
Oh my God.
We shouldn't be in this predicament, but here we are. Goldberg is a different animal in Saudi Arabia.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
who's next? Retirement, pal.
Does that mean you're picking Roman?
Yes, 100%.
All right.
Sorry for it being boring with that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Marco.
Yeah. I mean, I've been on the Reigns train since forever. It's not stopping at Goldberg Station. It's going to run right through it.
This is getting me so nervous because we were this confident.
Come on.
For the
Come
Fiend.
on.
Okay, but like, come on. We were very confident for the Fiend.
No, I smelt that shit. I smelt that shit.
Yeah, everyone smells the shit after it's laid.
Here we go.
I know. No, I'll go Reigns as well. You got to do Reigns and Lesnar at Mania. You can't do Lesnar and Goldberg again to fucking end your Mania. Unless you want Charlotte and Ronda and Lesnar and Goldberg to be your two WrestleMania. In that case, fucking get The Rock on the phone while we're at it. We're bringing in Stone Cold. Jesus.
Yeah. Shit, we're fucking up digging up Andre's bones.
Yeah,
putting them together like some puzzles.
Oh my god!
Let's get some comments in before our last prediction. We have Drew Easy says Code Equestria Pro Wrestling Pod. John has nice taste in shirts. Just wanted to add that.
There you go.
Look in my eyes. What do you see?
He might return to WWE with Cody. Tyson says Roman. Code Equestria says Reigns. And Goldberg, more like, God, ridiculous. I can't put that on the tavern. What do you think this is?
It's a family show.
This is a PG show, goddamn.
Oh, it's PG-13.
Yeah.
PG-13.
You ride the line.
Yeah. We don't talk about R. Kelly's
personal business.
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
No better time.
I wonder who that is sitting on the floor next to Vince McMahon at his desk. Is it like a woman just sitting?
He's gotta puke! He's gotta puke!
Yeah. I don't know.
Is she laughing hysterically at him? I don't know.
One of his three assistants. It's his assistant's assistant.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh boy. Time for the last match and probably the most interesting one. Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, and Matt Riddle, excuse me. All right. What are we going with here? Boney, is that your pick?
Am I going first?
Go for it.
The winner. Okay, so I went a lot back and forth on this. I'm going to explain my pick. So at the start of last week, I was going Riddle. Okay. Riddle taking this. I don't think we're going to end up with Brock as the winner. I think he's going to get screwed out of it somehow with Paul Heyman, interrupt him somehow. I think I had Riddle in that spot, but then thinking like, okay, that he's a baby face, that's not going to really work. I don't really know what they're really doing with Riddle and Orton yet. I don't think Riddle's going into the title picture. I'd love to see it. Don't get me wrong. I think Seth will somehow align with Roman. And in some degree, just for temporary reasons, he will pin Brock Lesnar due to some type of shenanigans somehow. And Seth Rollins will be your new WWE reigning, defending WWE champion, pinning the Beast Brock Lesnar, and will go on to WrestleMania to face Bobby Lashley, who got screwed out of the deal. So Seth Rollins, your new WWE champion. I for a while thought maybe Seth would be, and KO would have a little feud going. But if this Steve Austin thing plays out a little bit, then what do you do with Steve? What do you do with Seth? You got to have him in this big bright spot.
Well, in Boney's world, it looks like we're getting a new WWE champion and a new Rawdown's predictions champion. Anyway.
Oh, here we go.
Marco, give us your pick.
Love it. I mean, I said this already. I said this before. I mean, Brock's winning. I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about it. I was gonna say Seth Rollins as well, but
Tyson is also going with Seth Rollins.
I'm still leaning on the unification match.
Wow.
I think that's happening. I think it's happening.
Maybe.
I mean, he obviously he already has a match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because he won the Royal Rumble. But sweeten the deal, sweeten the pot up a little bit, make that match more interesting. We've already seen Brock Lesnar face Roman Reigns plenty of times. We're just gonna watch it again for the title. You gotta up the ante a little bit.
Yeah.
Why not have Brock walk in with a title for title?
Well,
and the other thing too is not to crap on Seth Rollins, but who was he facing last year at WrestleMania? Cesaro. So he could easily drop back into that spot again somewhere.
Yeah, but Seth over that since last year's WrestleMania has upped his game. He's upped his stock since then.
Yeah.
But that was before the alpha male species of this species emerged. Brock Lesnar.
So one thing to keep in mind is that I mean, sorry to cut you off, but one thing to keep in mind is, Brock lost at the Rumble. Do you have him lose twice in a row? That's something to consider.
Right, but why go throughout the whole angle to take the title off of him for him to go into the Royal Rumble as the 30th spot and challenge Roman? And
no, that's true too. That's
all to have for him to end up in the same spot. It just
I guess it's the case of now. Of course, I don't think I don't think Lesnar needs to win the Royal Rumble, but in theory, this is the case of he wins the Royal Rumble to earn a spot against Reigns.
Yep.
And he gets added into the WWE Championship match to get that title. So it kind of just merges the two, which is annoying. But
what if they filmed, like way back when they filmed this angle where Brock doesn't make it to the ring and he's not actually in Saudi? They filmed it in fucking, Detroit, Michigan or something. But whenever he was in his ring gear, because Brock's like, I ain't going for that blood money this time,
Yeah.
Well, I don't feel like going to Saudi, so do something. I don't know, figure it out, Vince.
So what I'm thinking is, to play off of this unification match with the titles is, he planted the seed when he had the title, when he had the WWE Championship before he faced Bobby Lashley and lost it. He went to Brock and went to Roman and said, "Hey, let's title for title match." Blah blah blah. So that's in Roman Reigns' mind. Like I don't want to put my title for title. What if I lose it? So his plan is to take that title off of Brock, so he has no leverage in that match. Roman Reigns is saying, I'm the champion. I have the leverage in this match. If Brock Lesnar is walking in without a title, he has no leverage. He has no say in this match whatsoever. I say what goes. I'm the head of the table. So
your story definitely has some merit to it, like the way you're explaining.
Let me finish. Perfect opportunity comes, right? He's gonna face Bobby Lashley, right? Oh, easy. I'm just gonna come in. I'm gonna have Bobby Lashley win. I'm going to have him lose that title. There's no way in hell Brock Lesnar is going to be a participant in the Royal Rumble. That's not happening. I'm taking that title off of him. He has no chance. I'm not facing him at Mania. Nothing. This is all in Roman's mind. This isn't happening. I'll get Paul Heyman to screw him over. There's no way he's going to enter the Rumble. That's it. finished. He's not coming for my title. Lo and behold, entrant. He's the 30th entrant, right? Yep, 30th entrant. That's a shock. I wish they had like a camera thing where they could pan back to Roman Reigns, kind of like pissed off that that he enters the Rumble, wins it, and on his quest to get those titles unified, comes out on Monday Night Raw and says, "Hey, I'm entering the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to beat you for that title, and I'm taking it to WrestleMania to face Roman Reigns for a title match." That's happening. That's it. There's no.
So you got Brock pinning who?
Let me see. Brock's gonna pin Seth. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh, Brock is pinning Seth. And here's what I hate too: that we're discounting, that we're eliminating Bobby Lashley early. That's what we're all doing right now.
Well, that is a very WWE thing to do. Is
to get the
champion out early, and then...
yeah, it's possible. But yeah, I think it's gonna be them two of the last because we didn't talk about this. We didn't get a chance to, but they did mention Seth Rollins on that interview.
Oh, I totally forgot to play that.
And he did say he was a hell of a competitor, and he talked up Seth Rollins a lot. So, I mean, they could be the last two in the ring, and then F5 right on his head.
Yeah,
and then he walks out with that title.
Well, I think both of your predictions are very interesting. I like both of them. However, name that I gotta throw in. However,
I want to do the next NXT report for the next 2 months.
Honestly, if this is the way it happens, this is the way I'm gonna go down. J-Bone, you mentioned a name that was very interesting, and I can't not pick him. Riddle is going to walk out of the Elimination Chamber your WWE champion.
Who does he pin?
He pins Bobby.
Damn.
Brock gets eliminated early. Some shenanigans with Roman gets him out of the equation early. Riddle goes on a underdog run, pins Rollins, pins Lashley. Riddle versus Orton is now set up for WrestleMania because that's your biggest story that you could put the title on. Riddle versus Orton. Orton turns on Riddle out of jealousy. We get that match. Riddle pins Orton at Mania.
But why does it gotta be Orton to turn on Riddle? Why can't it be Riddle turn on Orton?
It doesn't make sense at this point.
Come on,
to turn Orton.
That gets my juices flowing. Damn it!
But the way I look at it is that that's the only match that I could really see as a WWE. Look, I'm sorry, Bobby Lashley's a great WWE champion when he has the title. I'm not interested in seeing Bobby Lashley as world champion at WrestleMania. I was excited last year because he deserved it with the Hurt Business.
Yep.
But this is 2022. We need something else. Riddle versus Orton has been built since last year, early last year. So if there's ever a time to put a world title on a long...
It started the day after WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yes, it did. So if there's ever a time to put the world title on a long match that has been built up for over a year, Riddle versus Orton, but Riddle's got to win that champion. There's no reason. Think of it this way. Both of the tag team, I know they're not a tag team anymore, but both Rhea and Nikki Cross are in this match.
Yep.
Right? Why isn't Orton in this match?
Because he hears voices in his head.
Yeah, he hears voices in his head, and they tell him not to go to Saudi Arabia.
You got losing your religion outside to keep
wow.
safe.
That's a good point.
Reason why he's in this match. My second pick was Austin Theory, but I won't subject myself to picking Austin Theory for the second time in a row.
Goddamn, pal.
Riddle's winning this one. That's my prediction, and and he'll pin Lashley for it. That's all I got.
Well,
God damn it.
Looks like at least I won't be doing the NXT report next month.
I don't know. That Seth Rollins pick. Oh, what is he gonna align with Roman Reigns? We're gonna get those Shield vests out again.
Yeah. Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta Shield.
Hey man, Cody's gonna call up John Moxley. It's gonna be
come
great.
Back. Cody's gonna take the Moxley spot.
Yeah. Oh,
he's gonna be a new Shield member. There you go.
in polka dots.
Who's
They're all going to be in
Eddie
polka dots.
Kingston, then I won't get into that one.
They're all going to be in polka dots. They're going to have a polka dot shield.
The polka dot shield.
Oh my god,
ridiculous. All right,
wow,
nice.
I forgot to put this. Oh, not this one. Oh, that's next week. Sorry about that.
Well, we won't be any crowning because the champ will still be here.
We will see. We shall see. But with that being said,
Hey, yo.
it's time to end the show. Ladies and gentlemen, did that work right? I feel like that skipped in the middle.
No, we good.
We're
good?
good?
We got it. Yeah.
It skipped on my end. But ladies and gentlemen, it is an hour and 30 minutes into another successful episode of the Rawdown. I don't know how we do it every week.
And there's so much stuff we didn't even get to touch
There's
on.
so
We
much
wanted
stuff
to.
that we didn't even cover this week. But hey, that just makes it so much more exciting to tune in for next week.
I'll tell you what, it's WWE. It's definitely WrestleMania season, and I'm here for it. So
it feels like it. It feels like it.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. So
yeah,
it's been fun.
The MVP Marco, please plug the Chick Foley Show.
We plug away. Yes, the Chick Foley Show will actually be recording, I believe, tomorrow night. New episode on Thursday, so look out for that. Follow us everywhere. Chick Foley on IG, Chick Foley Show on Twitter, Pod Foundation, where you get everything. Turnbuckle Tavern, Chick Foley Show, Extra Cooler. Get all the news, up-to-date info on the Pod Foundation at IG and on Twitter. Buy some damn shirts on the everywhere. Just buy Turnbuckle shirts. Buy Chick Foley Show shirts. Buy everything. Teespring,
we need a
Pro
proper
Wrestling Tees.
belt.
Oh yeah,
this is the real world champion right here.
But yeah,
not in the budget, pal. Sorry,
that's
Mark.
it. And follow me if you want on at the MVP Marco.
Definitely follow Marco.
Definitely follow Marco.
Very entertaining stuff.
You know, it was such a missed opportunity when Marco came in not to rename him and like rebuild him like the WWE does for all those talent. Like just call him Mark or something.
Or Sir Marco the Great.
Okay, Mark. I know we're ending the episode, but if we want to raise the stakes a little bit
shit.
The Elimination Chamber, what if the loser not only has to they not only have to watch the NXT report, but the two other guys get to rename.
Let's save that for WrestleMania.
That's a good one for WrestleMania.
Yeah, let's put it all on.
And they have to hold that for until next year's WrestleMania.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
That's awful. That from another day. J-Bone, where are we finding Coming Down the Aisle?
Well, you can find me coming down the aisle pod.com. Head over and check out the YouTube. Gonna be posting Free to Fig here shortly. Got Unmatched Series 3. This week, my guest. We can make that happen. I've been all over the board. I apologize, but I think my guest is gonna be Young Anthony this week. So we're gonna be watching something we haven't recorded yet. I had to bump young Anthony today. My wife's sick this week, so I had to take care of the wife. But yeah, we got that. Check. Okay, speaking of company jumps, we were talking about Cody. Got to go check out the list. Me and the Ultimate Miles. We did the top 10 company jumps.
Ooh.
Super fun. Go check that out. That dropped on Valentine's Day, so it's not about Valentine's Day with a little betrayal.
True.
So we had that. Now we recorded that all before the Cody stuff. So who knows? That could be added in the list.
Yeah, it could be number one.
Yeah,
you gotta redo that.
Yeah. Oh my god! I like that accent a lot.
I don't even know what that means, and I will not ask.
Like
Ladies and gentlemen, the music is playing. It is time to end today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in to yet another edition of the Rawdown. If you like what you saw, make sure to head over to theturnbuckletavern.com, where you can find all of the places to support the tavern on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitch, everywhere where you can find the tavern. Please support us in any way, especially when it comes down to purchasing some merch. You can head over to Teespring, theturnbuckletavern.com. You can get stickers. You can get the official Rawdown logo on a t-shirt or a mug. Pick your choice. Plus, go ahead to prowrestlingtees.com/tavern to get some official Rawdown merch with your favorite characters. Hollywood Tony, Boney Shivani, MVP Marco. Maybe we'll get a new t-shirt when one of us is rebranded for WrestleMania, but who knows? Plus, you can tune into the podcast schedule. You can see it on the screen, but if you're listening to the podcast, Mondays the debate, Tuesdays Broken VCR and the fucking GCW show, Wednesday is the Rawdown, Thursday is the flagship show, Friday is the sessions, and Saturday is Big Night. Folks, next week's a big show. We're going to figure out who is the next Rawdown champion. Will it be Young Anthony? Will it be Boney? Will it be Marco? You got to tune in to next week to figure it out. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. We will be back next week. But until then, take care. Spike your hair. Woo, woo, woo. You know
it.